We wrap up week one of Jazz Fest. It's important that you have proper skin protection while festing under the sun. Joining us now to share some advice on how to maximize your protection is Dr. Eric Griggs. Good morning, Dr. Griggs.
Good morning.
So, people always get cooked out there at the fairgrounds. There's not a lot of covers, not a lot of trees for shade. They're tents, obviously, but if you're going to be out there for hours and hours and hours, don't just think because you're like, oh, I'm a pretty naturally tan person, you can't get burned, because you will.
You absolutely will. You know, I always say the slip, slap, slop, and rat. Slip on a hat, slip on a shirt, slap on a hat, slop on some SPF 30, and wrap your eyes in some cool sunglasses.
And how do you tell, people have different complexions. My wife's much more fair skinned. She gets cooked very easily. I don't, but she has to always force me to put it on because I'm always like forgetting, because it's just never something, but she's always got it handy. At what point, how can you tell, what are some of the first signs you go, okay, I'm definitely burning?
So the thing is, understand that all skin burns, all skin tones burn. Your skin can get sensitive, then it can start to, sensitive to touch, then you can start to feel like pain. The things you can do to protect yourself, of course, is to hydrate from the inside out. And then 15 minutes before you go out, you want to use a broad spectrum SPF sunscreen and put it on 15 minutes, then reapply every 2 hours and make sure it's waterproof.
Now, yesterday I was bringing this up because I always heard, it was one of those fairy tales you hear when you're a kid. I think my mom would always be like, when it's cloudy out or there's an overcast, you can actually burn quicker. I don't know that there's any science to back that up. But you actually brought up a good point. That's probably because people think they don't have to put it on if it's cloudy.
That's exactly it. UV rays will still burn. What happens is when it's cloudy, a lot of people don't bother to put on sunscreen at all, and they think they can play all day and they burn faster. So again, if it's cloudy, if you're going to be out in the sun, 15 minutes before you're going out, broad spectrum, waterproof, SPF 30 sunscreen to protect yourself. Reapply every 2 hours.
And if I don't know, last time people have horror stories of the worst they've ever been sunburned. It does not just hurt your skin. It causes fatigue. It ruins your vacation. I mean, you do not want to get a serious sunburn because it can put you down for the count.
Yeah, what's happening is because you're burning, you're injuring your body. So all the things that come to have to repair all of that have to go into place. There's swelling, the inflammation that impinge on the nerves. Yeah. If you've ever been sunburned, it gets to the point where it hurts to actually move.
Yeah.
And then you have to go through the peel process over the next few days.
You actually sometimes you feel sick, like you feel ill actually. Yeah. You feel so tired. Those are all things you just don't want to deal with that if you're trying to have a good time.
Yeah, that's your body trying to work. Again, I know it's Jazz Fest, festival season, there's a Zurich Classic, but if you can avoid being in direct sunlight between the hours of 10 and 2, find some shade, make sure you have on a sun, and cool down. Make sure to get in some cool yourself down.
And your little ones don't know these things, so the little ones, your kids, your grandkids, take care of them too, because they're not going to think to put it on themselves.
Yeah, we tend to take better care of our kids than we do ourselves, so everything you're doing for your kid, do for yourself.
Gotcha.
It's sunblock, the whole nine.
Gotcha.
If you want to put on a colorful hat and some jams and a shirt, whatever it is, cover yourself up, 15 minutes, then reapply every 2 hours, waterproof, sunglasses, a shirt, and a hat, because bald heads and heads with hair burn.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, even if you have hair, it can still burn the top of your scalp. All right, thank you very much there, Dr. Eric Griggs.